How's it going, everyone? Yeah, I'm just down here at the Chinese Gardens, the Chinese Museum. Just cruising around. It's a pretty nice afternoon. Yeah, again, I just want to talk about the narcissist. The narcissist is unable to interact with external objects. So when they meet you, they take a snapshot of you and they convert you into like an avatar in their mind. So then they dissociate, they like cut you off, they like forget about you as an external object, because now you're like this avatar. So they interact with this avatar because they live in a fantasy 24/7 fantasy. It's like a paracosm. And so they introduce you to this fantasy world. And they bring you into it. Now you think you're interacting just normally, like one-to-one, object to object. You know, in psychology, like people are objects. Like that's what they're called. So anyway, this is how they interact with an internal object in their mind. So they bring you into the shared fantasy and they trick you using the cult. You know, they use a various ways of like tricking you and giving you this illusion that, you know, they're this person, when really it's a false character, because when they were younger, they abandoned their true self. They like sacrificed their true self. It's like they emotionally killed themselves. And so now all they've got is the false self. Like that's who they are. You know, like by age 9, like they're just fully the false self. It's just completely taken over. So they bring you into the shared fantasy. They're interacting with this internal object, this avatar that represents you in their mind. And then they trick you and trap you in their world through using this false character that they've invented, or that they've taken bits and pieces, characteristics of other people, personality traits, things from different people. They've just accumulated, and it's like a concoction, it's like a mixture of all these different interactions that they've had with other people. Things that they think that they can use to attach it to their mask in order to manipulate other people, because they're like shapeshifters. They're like chameleons. And so once you're in this shared fantasy, they use things like entrainment. So they basically hypnotize you. And all this is happening like below the radar. Like you think it's just a normal interaction, when really it's like their brainwaves become connected with your brainwaves. It's like entraining, like, and they sort of put you under this hypnotic trance, this hypnotic spell. So yeah, they sort of like hypnotize you, and they bring you, you know, deeper and deeper into the fantasy world, into their shared fantasy. And then they want to convert you, basically they want to convert you into their mother. Because when they were younger, they failed to individuate and separate from their mother. Like that whole process, it failed. So they're stuck. They're like emotionally and behaviorally, they're like stuck in infancy. They're like kids in adult bodies. So their behavior can come off, you know, can come across as very childish. But that's also part of their facade. That's also part of their, you know, another tool in their kit to manipulate. Because they can be very sort of like, you know, Peter Pan-esque, or they can be very like childish. But yeah, as I said, it's just another part of their facade to trick you, you know, to make you feel bad. It's like they make you feel sorry for them, that they're this, you know, bleeding, wounded, hurt, you know, isolated child that needs your love and attention. But they need us. They need our energy, they need our time, our resources and everything like that. And they're just looking to drain that all from us. It's like a covert narcissist is like a collapsed narcissist. It's like a failed narcissist. It's one that's failed to acquire narcissistic supply. So they're addicted to people. They're like junkies. They need your time, your energy, your money, your resources. They need your validation, your admiration, your attention. So they convert you into this mother figure slowly, insidiously. And below the radar, under the radar, they've got malicious envy. They're very envious. They've got all this pent-up anger and aggression. And they've got like this rivalry. And all this is going on, you know, deep down within them. So yeah, getting back to the shared fantasy and them converting you into a mother figure. They when they see us start to, you know, do things on our own or independently of them, you know, that's when they get threatened by that. Because they want power, they want control of your life. Like they just want to take control of every aspect of your life. And so they'll belittle you, you know, they'll use all these other techniques. You know, they want to bring your self-esteem down because they want control. But when they see that we start to do things on our own and we start to be self-efficacious or, you know, use our self-agency and all these sort of things, that threatens them. That threatens their control over us. And so they really, you know, start to devalue you. They really start to like belittle you, using, shame and all this sort of stuff they try to bring out on you through their projections. So they'll project onto you all the things that they hate about themselves, all the things that, they self-loathe and everything like that, all this pent-up aggression and envy and rage and hate that's inside them. But they don't show any of this in the beginning. In the beginning, they're going to love bomb you. They're going to give you all the love and affection, the intimacy and everything like that. But it's all false. It's all fake. Because they give you a fake character. They've got the false self now. So yeah, when we start to do things, we might start to interact with family members or friends and things, people like that, doing things on our own and so on, or like just anything like that, anything separate from them, that's independent from them, they just take that as a threat. And so now they're just like, I've got to destroy him. I've got to nullify him. I've got to belittle him. I've got to, pull him back into line. Take back my control. Because they've got insatiable needs for power and control. And that's over people. So they're using training, sort of hypnotizing you, bringing you into this world. They give you the false character. They're trying to convert you into the mother figure, the substitute mother. Into this maternal role, And you think, what's going on here? It's like the balance shifts and everything. Everything in the beginning is like, all love, joy, happiness, everything. You're thinking, I've just met this wonderful person and everything like that. And then it's like this dominant figure comes in, this other person comes in. You're just like, where does all the, they bring in on all these insults and all this like, they're confabulating because they forget a lot about, like they have consistent memory gaps. Like they're continually like forgetting and remembering. So they confabulate. It's like they're forced to remember you when you start to do things separate from them. That's when they're forced to remember that you exist out there. And then that frustrates them. That makes them angry. Because they're forced to recognize that you're actually someone out there. But like they don't operate that way, because all the people anyone that they interact with is in a shared fantasy. That's friends, that's co-workers, family members. They're just 24/7 in a shared fantasy. And so it just gets worse and worse when they're losing control. They just get angrier. It comes more out into the, becomes more evident. And it's like you can feel it. It's like they've got this, even when they try to smile and things like that, it's like they're smiling, but they're not smiling with their eyes. And it's like, it's just crazy. It's like they're kicking you out, they're bringing you back in, they're giving you the hot and the cold. It's like the push and the pull. you know, because everything's like black and white. It's like good or bad, black and white. It's like right or wrong. You're either like, you know, this amazing, wonderful, beautiful person, or you're this terrible, evil, you know, bitter, foul, you know, so on, so on. And so, yeah, they're just looking to steal your money, steal your time, steal your energy, steal everything from you. They can't access their positive emotions. So, I mean, you know, it's almost like, you know, it's almost like artificial intelligence. It's like robotic or android-like, because these people with NPD, like, they don't have, well, they can't access positive emotions. They see people as objects, and they interact with these objects, these avatars in their mind. They lack empathy, and they can't love. There's no joy. There's no, you know, high frequency, you know, high vibrational emotions. There's none of that. And I mean, they do have the cold empathy. They do have the cold empathy, but they use that to manipulate. They use that to see the chinks in your armor, to see the weaknesses, the frailties, the places where they can exploit you. So you think to yourself, like, who are you actually talking to? Because there's no one actually there inside. It's like, yeah, they may look like physically there, but they have a false self, and there's a void inside. It's just a black hole. There's no one inside. There's like, you know, they may come across, you know, behaviorally like a child and things like that. So you may feel bad, you know. It's like you don't want to abandon like this child, you know, that's hurting and bleeding and wounded and everything like that. But it's like, that's false as well. It's just all a facade. There's actually no one there. There's no true, real personality. I mean, there's no real person. It's just all made up. It's like you're talking to an android, because their personality's fake. There's no authenticity. And it's like they're not actually even interacting with you, like the real you. It's like they don't even know the real you, because they're just interacting with an object that's in their mind, and they're just looking to conform that object, that avatar of you. You know, they just want that object to conform to their idea, which is placing you in this mother role, in this substitute mother role. So they can't actually see you. And they can't hear you. It's like they see you, but they don't see you. It's like they hear you, but they don't hear you. Like when they hear you, it's like they bottleneck the information. It's like if you're talking to them, you know, anything that doesn't line up with their grandiosity, they just treat that as just, you know, it's not even worth my time. Like it's just nothing to them. They just, you know, regard it as low importance, or it's not important. Everything that they hear, it has to line up with their grandiosity. And if it doesn't, if it starts to put a dent in their grandiosity, that's when they get upset. That's when they rage. That's when they get hostile and things like that. When we start to show our independence, you know, our self-efficacy, our being autonomous and things like that. Yeah, that's when they rage. That's when they get pissed off. And it's like because they fail to separate and individuate from their mother, and because you become the substitute mother, it's like they have to individuate. It's like you're their ticket. It's like that's how they see it. They see like you're the substitute mother now. You know, you're the mother that they're gonna individuate and separate from. So it's like inevitable. It's like we're doing everything in our power, you know, to hold on to this relationship. We don't want to lose them, you know. We want to love them. We want to show them empathy and kindness and compassion, you know. We give them everything. But then they're not about a true relationship. They're not about intimacy. They're not about love. They're not about any of this. They don't operate like that. It's like everything is inverted with them. It's like you want life and it's like they want death. You know, they're like the walking cemetery. They're walking dead. All this externality, all this stuff on the outside, it's just a mask. False personality, false everything. And there's no one actually inside. There's not even a child inside. It's like the true self is dead. It's gone. There's no one in there. You know, we think, oh, this is the true self. We feel bad if we're going to, you know, any thought of wanting to abandon that child. But there's actually no one there. It's just a void. It's a wasteland. It's just completely empty. It's completely hollow. So our reality is their, you know, it's their nightmare. And their fantasy becomes our nightmare. Facts. Anyway, sort of make a video down here at the gardens. Pretty cool spot. Love this big red, I think it's called a lotus. Yeah, peace and love. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it's beneficial for you. Hope you're having an awesome day, awesome night. Keep shining, keep being awesome. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And we'll talk soon. Peace and love. Peace.